Okay.
All right. The Ramah brings that the minhag to eat ma'achal cholov. So we're going to bring 4 reasons why we're eating the minhag by Shavuos to eat ma'achal cholov, to eat milchig. So I'm reading from the Eli Rabbah the 3 reasons. I'm going to add the 4th reason. Eli Rabbah says, "Kosav Ramah v'nagim b'chol mokem le'echol ma'achal cholov im rishon shel Shavuos." First of all, from here mashma, it's only the first day of Shavuos, not both days. Okay. Then it's always venerally. That's all from the Ramah. Atam shru kamo beis tafshilim shalokin belel Pesach. Zichron l'shtei alechem. Atkam. Meaning like this. By Pesach, we have by the kaira 2 tafshilin. That's the zroya would be and the egg. Over there one was to commemorate Korban Pesach. The other one was to commemorate Korban Chagiga. So there was other reasons over there. So something over here, so since we'll bring on Shavuos, they bring a korban of shtei halechem with a korban. So Mele, to commemorate the shtei halechem, we'll bring 2 meals in the meal, meaning 1 milchig and then 1 fleshig. So according to this mashma, I know some people, the Shavuos is for them, it's a milchig holiday with ice cream, with everything. From here mashma, you do 1 is milchig and then you do 1 fleshig, meaning it could be in the same meal. Okay, we'll see now how to do it also. Then that's one reason why we're eating the milk to commemorate the shtei halechem. Okay, then he brings the kol boy. That's the Eli Rabbah brings. He says like this: Nohagu lechol dvash v'cholov b'shvuos mipnei haTorah she'mishlo dvash v'cholov. That's the Torah was compared to dvash v'cholov, meaning something pleasant, something sweet. So that's another way. Kabbalah Torah, we have this. So the second reason to bring out the inyan, the sweetness of Torah. Then you bring the 3rd reason. B'sefer tzedel laderech. He says like this: Cholov u'mozon ha'neorim lefi rakusam. B'derech milk, it's the children, or growing children have milk. That's they cannot eat a food like adults, a meat and things that's more. It's more a food for adults. So they eat something that's soft, like milk, like cheese. So Mameli says, he says, "Bo b'Torah mitzvahs ma'asiyos." He says, then now we are coming to learn Torah, like we are compared to the way we come like in the Orim, like young children starting now. Their body grows, also the spiritual body grows now. But Torah mitzvahs, we're starting with the soft food like milk. Shem alarov mozen nefoshes hamoin. Meaning most people, that's how they start, with the soft food till they go to higher, to more something solid food. But vash mosek, vanar lo yuchel lekabel, vagodol me'at. Dvash also you can eat a lot of it, honey. So that's why we're starting with this. We're starting from Yakala Lakavad. We're starting, like we're saying, start the Torah. Don't go right away to heavy sugyas, to heavy inyanim. Start slow, like dvash v'cholov. You eat a little bit of dvash and cholov. It's for the younger guys. We're starting with the Torah, then we'll grow with it. So selling this. Shtal lechem. Then he brings the shtal lechem. Mechitim neged nasa v'nishma b'em lechem hanefesh. The shtal lechem and Shavuos. It's lechem hanefesh. That's the food, he says, of the soul. Va'oimer misoirim b'Pesach. The second of Pesach, we brought the oimer. He said, "Visha gufes levad yotzo mishibud legula." By Yitzias Mitzrayim, it was a geula for the guf, and the soirim is machal behema. Lalochen korban Michael sharba lechaim. We brought korban that was the guf. The guf, it's the bahami by us. That was the geula of the guf. Shavuos, that's the geula sanefesh already. That's why I bring shtei halechem. The chitim, it's Michael Odom, the wheat, the mele. That explains the inyan not of cholov. That explains the inyan why the korban oimer is Pesach and korban chitim by Shavuos, because soirim is Michael, korban oimer is soirim. Soirim barley is Michael behema. So the in us the behema, the guf is nefesh abamis, is a behema. It's like the Gemara in Chagiga says. We eat like behemoths, we drink, we sleep like behemoths, we have pru'urvu like behemoths, but the inyan of Shavuos comes, the shtei halechem, it represents Michael Odom. That was when we got the Torah, that was the Michael Odom. Okay, again, so far, we have already three reasons. The Mogen Avram brings the reason that's from the Zohar. It says that's the fourth. By the way, we have not four, we have five reasons. So Mogen Avram, Kosav, the Oisan, Zayin Shavuos. That's from the Zohar. Or you Zayin Nekiyim, Dukmas Isho, Yemei Taharosa Medidosa. That's the seventh week is like the 7 days of the woman has 7 days to purify herself. The blood converts, become milk by a woman. The blood represents din. The milk represents rachamim. So that's what happened by Shavuos. Like the 7 weeks, like the shiva and the kim of a woman, and the blood, which was the blood of Nida, the dinim converts to rachamim, and that's why we have ma'achole cholov. So again, so far we're at 4 reasons. Now the 5th reason. We know we have Inyan of kilayim. Kilayim, it's in many things. For example, we have kiles roim. You cannot mix. We cannot mix wheat with grapes. Then we have kila behema. You cannot work 2 animals that cannot work together, ox and a donkey. Then we have kila begodim, shatnas. You cannot wear tzemer upishtim. Then we have kilayim by oichel, by food. 2 kosher foods, like all of them, all those things. You could work with the donkey alone, with the ox alone, but not together. You could wear tzemer alone or pishtim alone, but not together. Same thing we have by food. Milchig alone, that's kosher. Fleishig, but together, it's not kosher. That's the thing of kilayim. Certain things are not mixable. That's not good chemistry. So since we got the Torah, so what happened by Matan Torah? We've dilonim mikol ha'amim. We become separated from all the nations. Memele, not eating now basar b'cholav, and now we have to separate the milk. It's a symbolic a sign for us that we have to know to separate. Even though, so I was one time speaking to the community. There was a lot of assimilations over there, and one of the people asked me over there, "What's wrong with marrying? Is a good person? She's a good person. What's wrong with marrying to another nation? It's a good people over there." I said to them, nothing wrong with that, but I says, what's wrong with a brother and sister? We know the family, they bought from good father, good mother, they're good people, but they cannot marry each other, brother and sisters. It doesn't mean one of them is bad, that certain things don't mix well. It's not mixable. So over here also, Hashem says, we're not saying the Chad Shalom, they're bad, there's Chasidim Masoilom, Yeshlam Chelak Elamava, the Gemara in Sanhedrin says. But certain things don't mix. That's why we don't eat basar v'cholov, to tell you certain things don't mix well. Now, it's interesting that the Alter Rebbe says, when he talks about this machol lecholov, he says, "Ulefish mitzvah leechol basar b'chol yom tov, k'mo she'esmet tov kuf chavtes, lefichach tzrichim lizor shaleve de isur basar b'cholov v'yaz hakosov b'yeredeya." He sends you there how to be careful. So, if you add the vav ulefi, meaning there is an idyon to eat milchig, then there's an idyon to eat fleishig. Because of that, you have to be careful to learn the halachas, not to do something wrong with the inyan basar b'chol. However, if you take the vav away, lefishim mitzvah lechel basar b'chol yom tov, yeah, the meaning, this is the reason, Adrabah, Hashem wanted you to eat both of them and to recognize the same thing. You have to separate between milk and meat. Even though they're both kosher, certain things, by some people that's maybe on a lower level, by them it's talking about stay away from wrong marriages. By some people, let's say they will never get married to another nation. They know that by them it's not a problem, but then there's inyanim of chukas amim. Make sure whatever you do, you set aside yourself, the way you take your haircut, the way you talk, the way you do things, because maybe it's for them it's perfectly okay. For you to do that, certain things don't mix well. Just this all al derech hadrush. Just want to say, b'kitzur, some of the halachas of basar b'cholov, since it's practical, people can have. Okay, first of all, the gabe. Meat after milk. So a lot of people do a quick, they just wash their hands or rinse them out. The Shach and many others bring from the Zohar, the Bas Yosef brings from the Zohar, that it's very important even after milchig to wait 1 hour. 1 hour and a bench. And the Zohar is very, very careful. He says people that don't wait, he says it has a very bad effect on the nefesh, on the neshama. It brings over there as a special, if somebody doesn't wait that 1 hour, he says it's mamash, nislabish and the odom, a bad spirit. That's how the Zohar says. So if you do that, you have to be careful. After doing it, according to the Zohar, you should say bench and wait 1 hour. Now, it doesn't make a difference what you do first, say bench first or wait 1 hour first. As long as you have both together, that's one thing. The other thing is, that's already more minhag according to Ashkenazim. The Ramo brings in Yeredeya that he brings a chumrah. He says like this. Oh, the Ramo says this. V'yesh machmirim afilu bosar achar gvino v'chen no yhagim shechol sha'gvino kosher. If there is a hard cheese, soon we're going to see what is the definition of a hard cheese. And oichle macharei afilu bosar oif kmo begvino achar bosar. Same thing. We wait. Everybody is only zot minhagim. Most people wait 6 hours. So he says same thing after gvina kosher, after hard cheese, you should wait 6 hours. V'yesh makilim. Some people are. If you see somebody makil don, but he says miu toiv lahachmir. Now, what's the definition of gvina kosher? According to the Shach, if it's old 6 months, it's given the kosher. You could find out what today is aged.
But by Jerusalem, they say certain cheeses are aged 6 months.
Right, that's it. You have to be careful. According to the Ramah, the way Shach learns it, if we wait 6 hours, and whoever waits 6 hours, and according to the Taz, it's a different definition. Gvina kosher, gvina metulas. What you see. Cheese with the holes in them. That's normally those a real cheese, Swiss cheese, such a cheese. It's the holes done through a worm that went through them. They're not there anymore. They made the holes. So that's you have to wait after that 6 hours. However, a lot of cheeses today they have holes in them. Those holes made by machine. For that, you don't have to wait 6 hours according to the task, because we're talking about the real metulas, meaning the worm, because of age, did it. Anyway, so this is the more or less, there's a lot of more halachas that with basar b'cholah, but we have to be careful. On Shavuos, there is more reasons, I'm sure, brought in others for him why we eat milchig. To be careful in yonah basar b'cholah. Okay.